My name is Matthew Raw and I have a show here at Plymouth College of Art called Tactile Change. I wanted to make some sort of reference to where I was being invited to have a show, and I found out about a zoo that was once in Plymouth in Central Park. I was told about that by a local historian called Tony Davey and decided that that was an interesting part of Plymouth's history due to its location and proximity to the sea and history with boats coming in and out. And I found out that in the zoo lots of animals arrived and they were housed at Plymouth for varying lengths of time before going on to different places. And I do a lot of work about journeying and movement of people and migration, and made an immediate link to those kind of thoughts. This project was different for lots of reasons. The main one is because I was collaborating with the school. So I approached the school with ideas of collaboration. It didn't develop. I was very open at the beginning that due to the ethos of Plymouth School's creative arts with making in their curriculum in every stage, I was very attracted to that and I wanted to reference that. Therefore, the collaboration with them, I knew that it was going to infiltrate my show here. I didn't know how at the beginning, but I knew that I wanted that referenced in the show as a reaction to lack of making time, lack of art in the curriculum, the way that the country views the arts and likes to celebrate it but doesn't like to invest in it. I guess one thing that this exhibition asks, and it's a genuine question, is as a society, are we progressing? This show, I want people to walk into the space, and obviously there's some leading things, some things where it's pretty obvious what my opinion is about certain bits, but there's also hopefully some more neutral pieces where people can interpret them in their own ways. I wanted some sort of interaction, some sort of physical relationship. So in the case of the doors, as I said, you have to push through into the space to be able to kind of reflect, and that act, let's see if it has any impact or it makes a difference. I love making, but I've never liked making for the sake of making. I always need a bit of fire in me to go into the studio and try and work through some stuff. One of the reasons why I love working with clay, because it's a very direct medium. You can form something quite quickly, you can form something over a long space of time. There has to be an interaction with material at all stages, which when you're in the throngs of projects, you wish that it maybe wasn't like that. And another thing that I've been thinking about recently is the role of the tile, and why at the moment I'm concentrating on tiles, and the fact that the tiles have to work together, and tiles are kind of individual things that can cover when used collectively, and trying to kind of look into that and flip that and think about why I'm interested in multiples and what can be achieved with those elements. The studio where I made the work is on the outskirts of Paris, and it's quite obvious that it's a place of transition for a lot of people. There's a lot of people living in their cars very nearby, which is quite disturbing. It feels like a very fluid place to be. I guess in some respects I'm no different to that. I live in Paris, so I kind of get the train out each day to make the work. Practically it's been tricky, but it's also been quite interesting reflecting on the themes that I'm talking about here and flipping it so that I'm the one who has to travel and I'm the one who has to adapt and struggle. It's been tricky, but there's been a consistency to that thought process. Obviously leaving Britain as well, and with everything that's happening in Britain at the moment, to look back at Britain from afar has been interesting, and seeing what other people make of it. That change in scenario maybe has led to an energy, a nervous energy in this show. It's definitely been a new way of working. Now, I guess I'm in a similar boat to people who will come in here for the first time and reflect on, like, what's this fence? What do these things say to me? Because it's changing all the time.